Nigeria has the capacity to grow and export processed tomatoes. Currently, it is the second largest producer of tomatoes in Africa and the 14th largest in the world. However, there are only a handful of tomato processing plants in the country.
The year is 2008, and Mira Mehta is traversing the northern states of Nigeria on a non-profit mission. While traveling through the country, she noticed something that set her on a path she never planned for herself. Mira noticed that a large amount of tomatoes were going to waste. Farmers will go through the hard work of farming tomatoes, tending them and harvesting them, but after harvest, a significant percentage of these tomatoes will go to waste. The reason was twofold. During harvest, there's an oversupply of tomatoes. The laws of demand and supply kicks in. The price of tomatoes fall during harvest, and then in some months of the year, tomatoes are scarce as gold. The other problem was the problem of storage. You see, tomatoes are highly perishable food. It makes sense that farmers will store their harvest, thereby extending their usage. In most cases, farmers cannot afford the cold room necessary for tomato storage. This has been a problem for many years for farmers. Seeing this, Mira could not look away. She had to do something, and most importantly, she wanted to do something. She could not just see a challenge in storage. She saw a challenge in the whole tomatoes value chain. She saw that it could be better. If this could work, if her efforts could work, she will change the lives of farmers and change an industry. Ladies and gentlemen, in this episode, we'll follow the story of Mira Mehta and how she succeeded in transforming an industry, a change that so many other sectors can learn from. Universally, tomato is one of the most important vegetable crops. In Nigeria, it is a very important part of many Nigerian dishes. When we cook pounded yam and egusi, you can be sure that some tomatoes found its way into the egusi soup. When we cook jollof rice, you can be sure that Solanum lycopersicum found its way into our internationally award-winning jollof rice. Solanum lycopersicum is the botanical name of tomato. And most importantly, when Christmas and Salah seasons arrive, you can be sure that tomato is a key ingredient in our rice and stew. In fact, it is the stew. Yet, the tomato market does not reflect the love that Nigerians have for tomatoes. While Nigeria produces over 65% of all tomatoes produced in West Africa, Nigeria is the highest importer of tomato paste in Africa. While Nigeria is the second highest producer of tomato in Africa, its production is not enough to meet local demand. The challenges in the tomato industry are enormous. According to data from the Agricultural Ministry, Nigeria produces a whopping 1.5 million metric tons of tomatoes annually. But here's the shocking part. Almost half of that amount is lost before it reaches the market. That's right. 0.7 million metric tons of tomatoes are wasted every year as post-harvest losses. That's equivalent to throwing away over 140 million US dollars worth of tomatoes annually. To make matters worse, the 1.5 million metric tons is not sufficient to even meet the local demand, which is estimated to be 2.2 million metric tons annually. How did Nigeria end up in this tomato mess? First challenge is farming. Tomato farming is not easy. It requires a lot of care and skill to grow healthy and productive plants. But many Nigeria's tomato farmers are small-scale, illiterate, and poor. They lack access to quality seeds, fertilizer, pesticide, and irrigation. They also lack knowledge of modern farming practices and technologies. As a result, their yield per hectare is dismally low compared to the global average. Nigeria produces only 5 tons of tomatoes per hectare, while fellow African countries like Algeria and Morocco produce 60 and 90 tons respectively. The second problem is storage. Post-harvest losses are estimated to 50% of the total harvest. There is a gross absence of storage facilities across the country. In places where they are available, farmers cannot afford them. And then storage facilities have to deal with the problem of inadequate electric supply. And thirdly, transportation is a big problem. Nigeria is a large country with regions that are hours apart. Moving tomatoes from farms to the market is a logistical nightmare. Most of the roads are in poor conditions, and vehicles are old and overcrowded, and drivers have no experience or training in handling tomatoes. They pack them in sacks or baskets and pile them up in trucks or buses. The tomatoes are exposed to heat, dust, and pressure, which cause them to bruise, rot, or burst. By the time they reach their destination, many of them are unfit for consumption. Fourthly, processing facilities are scanty. The cost of establishing and running a processing facility is prohibitive for most farmers. Only 20% of Nigerian tomatoes are processed. This was the near hopeless situation that Mira met. To begin with, she refined her business plan in 2012 at Harvard Business School. You can be certain it went through various criticisms and all realities were considered. In 2014, she hit the ground running. She left the classroom and entered the field. She was ready to make her vision a reality. Mira brilliantly chose the name Tomato Juice after the Igbo slang for beautiful woman. You see, back in the day, Igbo men would call their women Tomato Juice as a pet name. It meant a smooth-skinned, fresh and adorable woman. For them, the tomato from Jos represented those. Don't mind Nigerian men at all. Ironically, the location for Tomatoes Jos is not just Plateau State, but Kaduna State. The choice of Kaduna State was heavily influenced by the then governor of Kaduna State, Hono Nasiru El-Rufai. It also demonstrates how government can be instrumental in attracting investment. The Kaduna State government leased 500 hectares of land to Tomato Juice for their processing plant. No business person could resist such an offer. Tomato Juice grabbed it. Mira's plan was to establish a tomato processing plant within 2 years. However, obtaining the lease for a land does not automatically bring a factory into existence. There was still more work to be done. From the beginning, Mira knew that setting up a factory was just one thing. Before you have a factory, you must have a consistent, stable and sufficient supply of tomatoes to keep the factory going. Having a factory without stable supply of tomatoes could lead to big problems. What's a factory without the main raw material needed? She set out to fix this problem. Before 2014 and the groundbreaking for the construction site in 2020, the company undertook extensive research, development and on-the-ground initiatives. It invested in understanding the unique dynamics of local tomato farming, grappling with crop diseases, inefficient post-harvest handling practices, the absence of critical infrastructure. Tomato Juice engaged in pilot programs, collaborating closely with local farmers to test and refine innovative farming techniques. After all this research, Tomato Juice developed one of the most helpful programs that help farmers as well as the company. They introduced a revolutionary program that was a game changer. With the partner program, Tomato Juice was guaranteed to have its regular supply of tomato for its processing plant. So, how does this program work? Tomato farmer goes to Tomato Juice and requests to be registered for the partner program. To register, he pays 10,000 naira, but wait, we said farmers are poor. So why is Tomato Juice requesting 10,000 naira from them? Well, this is the genius of Tomato Juice. 10,000 naira is a sign of commitment. In a country where trust is hard to develop, a 10,000 naira commitment is big enough to signify commitment and it is small enough that a serious farmer can afford. But you won't believe what the 10,000 naira can do for the farmer. The 10,000 naira registration fee grants the farmer access to credit facilities of up to 300,000 naira. This is more than he can get anywhere else. It is not just the loan he's getting. The farmer also gets access to different types of training that teach him how to grow the best tomatoes, from seed to harvest. Farmers also enjoy farm supervision and support from Tomato Juice extension agents. Another amazing thing about this program is that the farmer do not have to pay Tomato Juice in cash. They pay with a portion of their harvest. The result of this meticulous engagement began to show in the yields Tomato Juice was recording. Tomato Juice surpassed the baseline yields in Nigeria, boasting an average output of 39 tons per hectare compared to the national average of 5 tons per hectare. This is nearly 8 times the national average. It is nothing short of incredible. The next step was the processing plant itself. Although Mira had estimated 2 years to establish the plant, it was not to be. On January 27, 2020, the construction of the processing plant began. In a cosmic test of resilience, the COVID-19 pandemic hit, halting business, schools, social life, and nearly every activity. Construction had to slow down for months. With persistence and smart ways of handling workers' care, the construction continued. By March 2021, the factory was fully operational. Tomato Juice have been entering Nigerian homes since then. Today, it has a capacity to produce 10,000 cartons of tomato paste per day. It has produced more than 7 billion tomatoes. It is also the runner of a network of more than 3,000 farmers who produce various crops and employs more than 200 workers. Due to its success in facilitating better farming in tomato, it has also provided support for other crops, farmers such as maize, rice, vegetables, among others. In 2019, for example, it helped maize farmers within its network to achieve a world-class yield of 8 tons per hectare. Today, Tomato Juice has also attracted more than $10 million in funding, which is about 8 billion naira in today's value. Farmers within the Tomato Juice network make more than 6 times compared to their contemporaries outside the Tomato Juice network. And of course, Mira is not resting. She wants to raise more money, expand the company more, and do more for farmers and the community. For her, it is just day one. Like many stories we have studied on this channel, Mira saw a challenge and rather than see a problem, she saw an opportunity. Today, she is leading a revolution in the tomato industry, providing jobs, increasing output, and inspiring the next set of entrepreneurs. What are the lessons from the story of Mira Mehta and Tomato Juice? 1. The role of government in creating an enabling environment cannot be overemphasized. By one gesture, the governor of Kaduna State made Tomato Juice locate its factory in Kaduna. If every state government sets out with such a mindset, there will be more entrepreneurs. More entrepreneurs will mean more jobs, more innovations, more wealth for the country, and also there are some things that only the government can solve. While researching for this episode, we found out that a significant percentage of the employers as Tomato Juice are security officers. Insecurity remains a big problem in Nigeria. Only the government can fix violent insecurity. The second lesson is this: to solve a problem, you must understand it. For many years, Mira did nothing but understand the Nigerian realities and challenges. If you're familiar with foreign investors, one of the things they do is assume they know everything, and because they have money, they seek to do whatever they think will work, not what will really work. Mira avoided this. The third lesson is entrepreneurship is hard work. It takes a lot of determination and hard work to succeed in a marketplace like Nigeria. Mira faced these challenges with courage. She did not give up or quit. She had a vision right from day one and she followed it. Nothing could stop her. You have to remember one thing, guys. When Mira succeeded, it wasn't just her succeeding. It was also the 3,000 farmers in her network and their families. It was also the over 200 employees and their families. And it is also the Kaduna State that has succeeded. Your success in pursuing your idea or business will influence many people. So, stop complaining, stop procrastinating, and get into the battlefield. Go and create great companies. Go and be a legend in the business world. Thank you for watching this episode. You can support our work by subscribing to this channel. And till we see you again. Thank you.